As you can see, like I said, it's really clear right now, but it's not as clear as it is right now. Yesterday we had a lot of rain, so it made the water a little brownish. But let me show you exactly what I have over here, so you can have an idea of what. This is the main thing that makes my pond look really good. This is what I have back here. Back here, I have a man-made bog. This tank right here, as you can see, we got water coming in from this pipe all the way in, and it goes all the way down this pipe, and the water's got like a T on the bottom, so our water starts flowing up, and then it discharges into this other tank. So what I have right now is I got lava rock, medium-sized rock, smaller rock to the very tiniest rock. So it's got levels of gravel, and then I got my plants planted over here on my bog. These will help eat all that algae or whatever stays in there for a good while. Okay, now I'm going to show you the very important part here. All of this is just a tank. It's got a drain that drains back into the pond. This is where the clear water goes in. My first thing I have in here is these right here that I bought in Home Depot, Lowe's. So these I just put them in there. I don't really need to wash them that much. It's just for extra protection. Those I hardly ever wash them. It's got different layers. I just set them up in there. These do some filtration, but it's not the important part of the filtration. What does the important part of the filtration, I'm gonna show you right now. I got this a foam. What this does, it's good when you put the beneficial bacteria. This I don't really wash. None of that bottom part I really wash, because a lot of the stuff stays on the top, on the smaller filter or finer filters. So this is what I made. I made this. It's just an aluminum thing they use for cooking. Got a little filter pad in here that I do wash a little bit. I'm gonna wash that one, and I fill it up with the other media that does the job. Let me show you. I'm gonna wash this real quick. On Amazon, anywhere. These are really strong, so they could take the water beating and nothing will happen. So what I do is I put the finest one in the bottom. Put it right there. And then just put 2 layers of these, so you could cover the walls of the wherever the water hits, and nothing will happen to it. If I don't put that in, this is very important. If I don't put that in, the water will actually break this after a while. It will just make a hole in there, and the water's not going to be filtering. So if it hits this, one is taking the bigger particles, and then everything else catching the smaller particles they go through. But they will protect this, so these will last longer and not break so easily. So now that I got all set up, I also use these sometimes just to keep so this won't fall in if I need them. But right now I only need this one right here, just some clips. So right now I'm gonna put the pipes back in. So this pipe will go back. Pipe will go back in there. My secondary flow pipe will go in here. Now just make sure everything's gonna be falling in there. So right now the water, I'm gonna turn it on. I got my pump over here. Turn it back on. And as you can see, water starts coming out. It's a little dirty-ish. It's more or less, but it's getting clean. But it's all the stuff that's stayed in this seated on the inside this tank. This tank has about, I would say, about 7 months already. So I don't know if I might need to change it later on or not. But you see that water coming in here? It's not as clear, especially because it stayed on there. And now it's coming over here. This right here is where the magic happens. Water that looks like this But once it goes all the way through, if there's too much pressure, I got a secondary. So this one is a lot of water, but if it needs to, it'll go into this other one. So this water looks not so clean. It looks clean, but not so clean. But once it comes out, over here where my returns are, I got one right there, and I got one over here. This is what I do. I got a cup, and it's more or less a little test. I'll see if the water's coming out clear. It should be clear. So I put my cup here, just get water from there, and look at it. See, it's clear. And right now it's still a little dirty. It's getting all the stuff that was in there. It's the stuff that actually stayed in the middle of the tank. You could tell water coming out dirty. So right now, after it all clears out right now, what stayed in the lines, it should come out a lot better. And that's the way water coming out. It's not very, very clear water. It's clear enough to be for a pond. So that should do the job. Should be good. This is where I put my beneficial bacteria. So I just poured 8 ounces in there. Should be good. It's another filtration system. It's my waterfall, but this is more used for me. I got a filter system here, which takes the bigger particles. It does not do the fine work of cleaning it really sparkling clean, but this will give oxygen to my fish. So I put some media in here, and then I cut to the size. It's right there. Put one last layer. This right there is the very last layer. It's the finer layer. Like I said, this I use more for water oxygen, so it will do some cleaning. It does do some cleaning, but that's not the main filter of this pond. This is the dirty work that you have to do if you really gonna have a pond. For me, it's worth it. I like it. I like having my fish, my pets. I do this every week, every 2 weeks. It depends on rain or whatever they need. But I don't mind doing it. I like doing it, and keep me doing something at home. This is my tortoise. So to finish off, I'm gonna go through the summary real quick. Bog filter. It's got levels of gravel from bigger to smaller. It's got some filtration, the big particles and everything. It's got dirty-ish water coming in here, it pops in here. But this is where the magic happens. Like I said, the only layers that I really gotta worry about so much is what's in here, which is the fine mesh, and this. Other than that, the bottom parts, I don't really need to mess with them at all. I do it just in case to check on them, but I don't really need them. You won't need them maybe like in a year or 6 months. But just keep an eye on this one. These are the ones that you really need to change. These are the ones that do the whole trick for me. Like I've always said, I'm not an expert at this. I'm just sharing what works for me. I used to have the green algae problems also, but it's worked for me, so I'm just sharing it. If it helps you, good. If you have other ways, well, good too. All right, final product. Wash my little deck. Clear water coming out. Clear water coming from the waterfall. And we got happy fish. Everything looks great. All right, guys, and last but not least, this also I think it's important. This a clay I've been using for a while, and today, since I know this brand works pretty good, I decided to try the beneficial bacteria, which is also should be good. So usually a good brand that I also use is the Pond Digger. That's a really good brand on products. So I recommend, though, this is kind of important. This clay makes water clarity easy. And now over here, I want to share this turtle. This is my tortoise. And that one in the back, I just rescued it. Apparently somebody that had it did not know anything about turtles, and they decided to paint it with spray can or something. So I rescued it. I picked it up about 2 weeks ago. And I think it's a little mad chasing the other one, but I don't think it'll do anything to it. It's too small. And I don't think it'll catch him either.